Easter has passed. Welcome to Easter Monday with the icon Mike Smith and producer Aaron Glandon off to our left. I'm Dan Ramey. Welcome to April 1, 2024. No April Fool's jokes today.
No, we really are fools. I want to get closer to Dan. He's my buddy. He's my buddy.
Made an adjustment on the camera. That's what we were doing there just a moment ago. All right, welcome to the program. I trust you had a nice weekend. We had a little over a half inch of rain in the rain gauge from what happened over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And probably the best tasting ham I've ever had.
Is that right?
Yesterday at Easter dinner.
Yeah, we had no ham.
No ham?
No ham.
Really?
I'm not a ham man.
You're just hammy.
Just hammy. Yeah.
You are what you eat, right?
That's right.
All right, coming up here shortly, we'll get you caught up to date with news. There's several topics we want to share with you today. Also, coming up in a bit, a look at sports, and we'll have this date in history. And I'm trying to remember, was it, we're talking pilgrim type time?
Kind of, 1621.
16, okay. So that's pretty close to pilgrim time. All right, let's start with how the weather looks for us today.
Wet. Rain through this evening. And again tomorrow and Wednesday. Today's high 69, kind of a repeat on the high temperature for tomorrow, but then the daytime high will be around 52 on Wednesday. Now, the thing that they're talking about, there's a flood watch in effect that goes from 2 this afternoon, Monday afternoon, through all day Tuesday into the evening. We're talking about the possibility of 2 to 4 inches of rain from now through late night Tuesday, early Wednesday morning. So just keep an eye on those streams, creeks, and things of that nature in case there's high water out there.
It could be a little soggy.
Yes, sir.
All right. All that for you coming up in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at this from one of our fine sponsors. Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call. If you're doing a project at home or your business, you need a dumpster to make sure that you have all the debris thrown into that dumpster, and then they'll haul it all away for you. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good. You can follow along with us with some of the news stories that you'll find on our website. That's littermedia.com. Of course, here on Facebook, we have things that we post inside our news feed. Litter Media X and YouTube, which you can subscribe to. That's absolutely free. Mm-hmm. So, and if it's free, it's Mike.
It's me. Yeah.
Where do we start with the news?
Nearly $5.5 million in grants for 36 urban forestry projects across the state through the Inflation Reduction Act Urban Forestry Grant Program. Many of those are coming to our area. Area communities named for funding include the cities of Chillicothe, Portsmouth, Logan, Jackson, and Washington Courthouse, along with the villages of Greenfield and Baltimore, which is up in Fairfield County. A lot of this, for example, in Chillicothe, I think is like $300,000 is going for maintaining the trees that we have within the city, as well as hiring an arborist and planting even more trees.
We are a tree
city, you know.
Got a tree guy.
Yeah.
Or a tree gal.
Tree gal.
Could be either way. Or a tree neutral. Mm-hmm. We could categorize that as far as we want to go anymore. Last Friday, we told you about the Chillicothe Art League Spring Show. Well, here's your Best of Show winner. That's John Victor standing there, along with first place going to Ross Wheeler. Exhibits are on display through April 27th at the Pump House Centers for the Arts. And you can also see some of the other reward winners here in our news feed. We've got that for you as well here on Facebook. Pickaway County Park District continues their spring park programs. The next one scheduled for this Saturday at the district headquarters in South Bloomfield. I'll be through there Saturday morning. Maybe I can swing by. Join in for the 10:30 a.m. Build a Bluebird House workshop.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Aaron K. Spring of Circleville has been appointed by the governor to the Counselor, Social Worker, and Marriage and Family Therapist Board for a term that began in March and ends October 10th of this year. Michelle Courtney of Lancaster has been reappointed to the Occupational Therapy, Physical Therapy, and Athletic Trainers Board for a term that began last month. I can say last month now since we're in April, and ends August 27th of 2026. Also, Cheryl Hoshore of Baltimore and Fairfield County has been appointed to the Chemical Dependency Professionals Board for a term that began last month and ends December 23rd of 2026. Ross County Health District's Help Me Grow division will be holding a community baby shower for pregnant and new moms with a child up to 6 months old. This will be Thursday, May 16th at the Chillicothe Ross County Main Library Annex.
These moms look very happy, but you know they probably feel miserable too.
When they get ready to go, they're like, can we get this over with?
Knocking on the door.
By the way, it's 1 to 4 p.m. on that day, May 16th.
Getting ready for this event that I have emceed, I don't know how many years now. Tickets are now on sale for the Hope Clinic of Ross County's Kentucky Derby Party fundraiser. That's coming up May 4th. Tickets can be purchased at Julie's on Paint, Mill Street Apparel, and at the Hope Clinic each Monday from 4 until 8 p.m. And you'll certainly want to have your Derby bests, and they have a hat contest as well. Deb Turvey, who was integral part of this whole fundraiser over the years. They renamed, when she passed away, renamed the hat contest the Deb Turvey Derby Day hat competition. So if you'd like to participate, get your tickets because they will go quickly, believe me. And also, demolition continues on the Ohio Expo Center. It's going to become the site of the Ohio Showcase building when it opens up in 2026. And I saw this video over the weekend, and they're just taking big chomps out of this. I have not been to the State Fairgrounds for a number of years, but I remember walking through this building. And there's another video that goes with this, what they are going to be doing. It's just fantastic. The second building they're going to put in here is going to have like an upper room left for the History Connection, Ohio History Connection. They're going to have some things in there. They'll have meeting space, reception space, and I mean big time room. They even talked about being able to host some basketball games in there.
Wow.
So
that'd be neat.
Yes, sir.
Pickaway Park District, going back to them again, they'll be conducting a Nature Navigator Camp July the 19th from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That, too, like the event this Saturday, will be held at the Pickaway Park District headquarters in South Bloomfield.
This news came out over the weekend about the Pike County Fair, announcing the entertainment for the 2024 fair, including country music's Jackson Dean. That's coming up August 1st. Let's see, it's April now, so there's April, May, June, July. That's 5 months away. Moose Miller and River Dan will be special guests that night for Country Music Night at the Pike County Fairgrounds in Piketon, Ohio.
That's not your stage name, is it, River Dan?
No. Mine's Bond the letter D.
Our road report takes us to Highland County today, set today for construction or resurfacing project on US 50. From the Brown County line to Danville Road, one lane will be maintained by flaggers as the project goes through the summer months.
Just a quick explanation about Bonded Leather D. We were sitting in church one day, my cousin Ryan and our buddy Ryan Ryan and Ryan, and we were talking about what our rapper names would be if we had rapper names.
I got you.
And I happened to look at the back of my Bible, and on the bottom it said Bonded Leather D, and I said, how can I go wrong with Bonded Leather D?
It just rolls off your tongue.
You betcha.
Yeah.
All right. Sports on the way in just a moment, but first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. For nearly 5 decades, they've been taking care of the comfort in your homes or your business. If you've got a business going in, and I saw recently there's a work site and there's a big giant Accurate sign in front of it that they're doing the work on heating and cooling and plumbing. Want to find out more? Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It'll take you right to their website. For our radio listeners, that is AccurateHVAC.com.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Time now to take a look at sports, and we've got some spring sports to start off with. Talking about Blue Lions softball at Washington Senior High School, hosting First Responders Night. And that
You got to tilt your head to see that one, yeah.
No, not like that when I put that in there.
Sure.
Just a quick.
Uncle Doc loaded the image today.
There we go. Yay. The trouble is in your set. The First Responders Night, that's going to be tomorrow at Washington High School. They host the McLean Tigers. All first responders with valid ID receive free admission to Tuesday's FAC matchup. Prior to the game, the Blue Lions and Tiger softballers will come together to honor the memory of the service of the late Chief Ralph Stegbauer and also Captain Jeff Skaggs, who were injured in that, they were fatally injured.
Yeah.
And was it they were in a cherry picker? Was that
the details of it? I'm not real sure of.
Yeah, of the Concord Green Township Fire Department. In case of a rain out tomorrow, the ceremony will be conducted during this rescheduled game between the two schools.
Yeah. Over the weekend, speaking of high school softball as well as baseball, a full list of action. I think we had one tennis score there. Uniota kept rolling with a win over Minford. Baseball, Washington, Heath, a big winner over Chillicothe. A number of doubleheaders played. Probably one of the matchups that caught my eye was in softball. Adina, who started out the season 5-0, they lost a doubleheader at Valley. Actually, it was home against Valley, 8-3 and 9-8. 8 innings was the second game. So that is the first and second loss for Adina this year. Athens, softball, strong program this year. They played 2 games, but against different opponents. They beat Indian Valley and Groveport Madison. But you can follow all of those scores each night on our website at littermedia.com.
Did I see some scores over the weekends where it's like they played a triple header?
Yeah, that's gotten it's like there's teams, it's not necessarily a tournament. It kind of puts me in mind of like a volleyball quad match. Mm-hmm. But where in volleyball you can play 3 matches, I guess they're letting baseball and softball do the same.
I was not aware of that. Yeah. Very cool. All right, to Raleigh Reds, they are back once again. What a way to finish up things last night. The Nationals beat the Reds Saturday, but then the Reds came back. They found themselves trailing 5-3 in the 9th inning with 2 out. Jonathan India doubles, and that was after, 11 or 12 pitches that he kept staying alive. He finally doubled down the third baseline. He followed that up with Will Benson. The first pitch, he sends it straight away center field. That ties the game. And then this guy that you see there, CES as they call him, for the series win. He hits the second pitch out.
And that was a no-doubter.
Yes.
He crushed that bad boy.
He was 0 for 12 prior to that.
So the number 13 in his case was very lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah. And you get another major
And the
league
Cleveland Guardians, they suffered their first loss of the season, falling 4-3 to the Oakland Athletics yesterday in that series wrap-up.
The men's Final Four has been set. UConn plays Alabama this weekend. Purdue will take on NC State after all four of those teams won regional championships over the weekend. Now, on the women's side, only half of the schedule has been set. South Carolina and NC State. Have you noticed that a few of these schools are sending both their men and women's teams? Mm-hmm. Well, the two other teams to be decided tonight. Iowa takes on LSU in a rematch of last year's national championship game, and USC will play UConn in the other regional finals. So those two winners will join NC State and South Carolina women's. South Carolina, of course, has been ranked number 1 all year long in the women's Final Four. But I noticed the women have a shorter turnaround to their Final Four semi, which starts Friday, where the guys don't play until Saturday.
And this is tonight that Iowa and
Yes.
LSU have the rematch.
Yes, that's tonight, along with USC and UConn.
And there's a lot of bad blood in this rematch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can remember the the ring gesture that the LSU girl gave Caitlin Clark near the end of that game. Cleveland Cavs, they're still in third place in the East Conference, but as the regular season winds down, they've really struggled of late. They lose to Denver 130-101, but Donovan Mitchell missed a big chunk of those games that they have lost over the last few weeks. I think he did play in one of the games over the weekend. But
In fact, I think that's him with the face guard on there.
Yeah, but they got drilled last night.
He has a nose injury, doesn't he? Is it a broken nose?
I believe that's correct, yeah.
What's the guy's name? Nikolai Jokic, I think, for the Denver Nuggets. He was just part of the highlight package. He only scored 14 points, but I think he dished out, I don't know, like 10 assists and all. He was just around everywhere and really helped orchestrate this drubbing of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah. So there you have it in sports. Reds are back in action tonight, but they're on the road to Philadelphia, who I heard from one MLB expert the other day predicted the Phillies would win it all this year.
Really?
So we'll see how they do with the Redlegs in Philly later tonight.
All right. Coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with what's happening with this state in history.
We have the fine folks at Litter Quality Propane, online propane monitor. Dan's always going to laugh before I start this commercial because I do take a deep breath every time I read a long paragraph because I don't want to run out of gas while I'm talking about gas.
This explanation is taking longer than the commercial.
Yeah, well, if you're going to laugh, I might as well explain to people what you're laughing about. Online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
For 50 years, Haynes Total Healthcare Center has been taking care of our chiropractic needs, physical therapy, nutritional needs, and more. You want to find out what's going on with Haynes? Well, anywhere you see this ad on our website, just click on it, and it takes you right to their website to learn more. For Haynes Total Healthcare, and by the way, their Haynes Total Healthcare Center, their web address is Haynes, health.com.
Yes, sir.
This date in history.
1621, actually, the Plymouth settlement in present-day Massachusetts. The leaders of the Plymouth colonists, acting on behalf of King James I, make a defensive alliance with Massasoit, chief of the Wampanoags. The agreement, in which both parties promised to do no hurt to one another, was the first treaty between a Native American tribe and a group of American colonists. According to the treaty, if a Wampanoag broke the peace, he would be sent to Plymouth for punishment. If a colonist broke the law, he would otherwise be sent to the Wampanoags. And these two statues is actually of Chief Massasoit, but the two views of Massasoit is what it's referred to in this museum. Mm-hmm. Wampanoags. Wonder what their punishment was as opposed to the colonist. The colonists probably gave them a color TV and a laptop computer, and the Wampanoags probably just put an arrow through them. Yeah,
I don't know the history on that in 1621.
Yeah, which is a year after the Pilgrims got here, right? 1620 at Plymouth.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
I wasn't even sure how to say Wampanoag.
Yeah.
So
Wampanoags.
All right, coming up tomorrow, we've got a special edition, much like we had earlier today. Mm-hmm. The special edition will be with Rihanna Gill, and she is with the Child Protection Center, getting ready for their pinwheel planting, which will take place right there at the south entrance to Yaktangi Park. And so we've got that and a whole lot more coming this week. But if you missed our conversation with LaVersa Moats from earlier today, is that up on our YouTube channel yet?
Not yet, but it is on the radio and Spotify.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It'll be on the YouTube in about 15 minutes.
On the YouTube.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
All right. So this is it for this program on the Facebooks. For Mike Smith and for Aaron Glandon, I'm Dan Ramey. Thanks for watching Litter Media Live. And for those of you listening on Litter Media Radio, we return you to your regularly scheduled program.